everybody. Let me tell you where we're at. Hot Rod Reunion, Beech Raceway, Kentucky. And we're talking to Randy Walls here. I've known him for several years. And we're a guest of his up here, and he's a national nitro funny car champion, old school. And did you ever run Bruce Larson?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm going to let Randy tell you the story, and it's an honor to be up here. If you ever come down to Samara, I'm going to open a can of Viennese for him.
All right.
Tell us about it, Randy.
What do you want to hear about? Just a race or the race or any race?
Tell about your history, literally your history.
Well, you asked about Bruce Larson. Yeah, I've raced him, but he was mainly in races where I was at, like 8-car fields or what have you like that. And I always did really good against all of them. But what I don't really believe is me being independent with a Chevy motor and all this stuff, and back one of the grassroots funny car racers with a piece of crap car that should never been on the track with 1,000 horsepower in it. So it was really dangerous. How any of us survived it, I don't know. But we did, and or most of us did. Some didn't. But yeah, I raced Schumacher, Chi-Town Hustler, all Gene Snow, all the big guys, and I had a immovable 80% winning record against all of them. And I'm talking about racing them in competition or in match races either.
Tell us about you caught a fire one time, didn't you?
Oh yeah, that's in recent years. Many moons ago, I quit racing and started doing other things, building motors and running businesses and stuff. And then I wanted to get back into racing. I started looking for my old car, and I actually found my 70 car in 1997. I bought it back in 98 and restored it and started running, just making exhibition passes and stuff. And I actually got the good guys in NHRA interested enough in it. And I actually started the Nostalgia Nitro Funny Car class off today. And of course it's really evolved now, and it's a big money race deal, but I like to keep it pure and simple, old school. And I started the class in 2004, and I actually won a championship with a car that at that time was 34 years old. And I still have that car, so now it's 49 years old. And still runs.
You got one in a museum, man.
Yeah, that car is actually in the Kentucky Motorsports Hall of Fame Museum, and this car is actually a remake, a duplicate of my 1969 car. Yeah, I actually found the car 2,860 miles from home. I was in San Diego at that time, and I found it 40 miles outside of Pottstown, Pennsylvania, in the loft of a barn with peacocks crapping all over it.
In the loft of a barn?
Yep, one of those huge barns where you could actually drive into the loft from one end or one side. And so it was sitting there with the body up and just peacocks crapping all over it. It was terrible.
They messed it up?
Oh yeah, made the upper frame rails rust out. I had to replace them. But other than that, didn't have to do too much to the car to make it all legal to race in 2004.
All right, now when you was running, what did it cost to go to a race and actually run the car?
Very little. I ran so conservatively, even though I ran good, that it didn't cost me much. And also the fuel systems of that day weren't so sophisticated and weren't so high, 22 gallons a minute type pump systems on them. We probably had 10 gallons, and so you had a big limitation on the amount of fuel you could run, and so we didn't have gobs and gobs of nozzles in them like this car has to make the extra horsepower. And we didn't have the ignition to burn the fuel anyway, so a lot of limitation factors at that time. So I'd run maybe 2 gallons of fuel on a burnout and a run, where now I warm a motor up on this and burns 5 gallons of fuel.
Yeah, I mean, we burned 4 gallons with alcohol promide.
Yeah.
On the pad, 8 miles. We run 8 mile, and it'll average about 4 gallons on the pass, Time you do the burnout, cut it off.
Well, this car on a pass will run 8 gallons.
And how much is nitro now?
$60 a gallon.
I couldn't afford to crank one up on it.
Well, like I say, it burns almost 5 gallons just warming it up, just cackling it like those guys just did. But this uses more because it puts out more horsepower. You get the horsepower to using the nitro and burning it.
How many horsepower do you think you got?
3,000 plus.
And how How are they getting 10, 11,000 horsepower out of it?
2 ignitions, 2 fuel pumps, 32 nozzles, direct injection, just a bunch of combination of stuff, and also they run 60, 70 pounds of boost in the motors as well. And I'm running like 30.
Save the engine. Still run good.
Well, yeah, with my I have limitations on this to keep it in the class, but yeah, that's.
Well, now this car here, how fast would it run?
Oh, it'd probably go a 580 something in a quarter at 240. But I don't tune it for that. I tune it for 230 and 6 flats.
We need to stick a Bobby in it. We need to stick Bobby in it and let him.
Well, we can do that.
I don't know where he could drive a Chevrolet or not. It's probably too fast.
Without it running, he could.
Well, Randy, I tell you what, it's an honor to meet all you boys up here, and we've known each other for a while. And
too long.
Really, I'm inviting him down to visit, see how poor people live. We visited with him when we come back from the Performance Racing Industry Trade Show. It was a little bit cold, but I was interested in all his stuff. He saw the country after he moved back up here.
Yep, live out in the country.
Well, thank you for thank you for inviting us to be.
You're welcome. Glad to
He's
have you.
our host. No, yeah, you'd be our host.
Am I the hostess with the mostest?
Do it again.
The hostess with the mostest?
Yeah, he got a funny car. We got a Pro Mod. Thank you.
You betcha. You're welcome. Thank you.